Hi guys, Cancerian. I'm just going to get right into it. So these are the original tarot cards for the 13 zodiacs before they changed them over to the 12 zodiacs and dropped a Fiacus, which is mainly for self-healing. Cancerian, July 21st to August 9th, Crab, Brain, Pituitary, Ruby, Peridot, Moon, Silver, Pearl, and Monday. I apologize for the lighting, but I guess it doesn't really matter if it's really bright or not. My videos are not always high quality, but I know you're not coming here for the quality of the video. You're coming here for any advice, any insight, any knowledge or wisdom that I have to share with you. How you perceive me, how you see me, my outside, pretty much what you see on the outside is not truly who I am. So the way I look to you is not all that's to be seen, if that makes sense. I have the mother, I have the maiden inside the crone. So maybe that's something you're going through right now. Maybe you're stepping into a higher power, a higher source, or maybe you're fully being comfortable within your own skin and who you are. Maybe you're finally dedicated to yourself and you're seeing your value and worth above all else. And it's time for you to give freely of your words, your advice, without worrying about any kind of what's going to be in return. I think a lot of times most of us really want that reciprocity. We really want the recognition, or we really want somebody to kind of vibrate that back to us. But sometimes some of us are placed here for a good reason, and it is to do our job. It is to be service to others. It is to help others see past the veil. It is to help awaken others to their full potential and be that sort of cheerleader. And yeah, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress sometimes, but it's only as hard as we make it. If you don't make time for yourself and you're constantly giving of yourself, that is a choice. But if you do give to others and you're comfortable within yourself, then do so freely. So we'll get right into the reading for Cancerian. The first card that comes out is In Memoriam card. This is part of the deck. It's not one of the traditional tarot cards, but I use this as in memoriam, like as if somebody's passed away, or if you've been thinking about somebody recently, somebody that's close to you. Maybe there's been a loss. Also to do with all the work that you've exhibited, all the collections, everything you've worked up to this very point. So that could be very personal. I want to say personal to you. We got the Queen of Coins in reverse. Somebody that's not willing to share their abundance, their riches, their wealth, or anything like that. But you know, monetary gain and money and all those things that this 3D matrix holds so close to them, so dearly, isn't necessarily always what is riches. There could be just unconditional love that's being withheld. We got the Magician. So you are your magician. You are able to create your own reality within yourself. You're able to work and co-create with the divine universe or existence, or even higher energies. There's a post I just did recently, and it was basically of the Cranberry song Zombie, and she basically sings the, you know, in your head. So if zombies are those of the living dead, those are every person, every being that's come into existence in the 3D, your ancestors, everyone that's come before you, those are the ones that are the undead, and they can use our vessels to, I guess it's kind of like living vicariously through us. They can use certain individuals who are on a vibrational frequency to channel through, and they can get the messages out that they need to for the general collective, and they can help you make certain decisions so you can co-create with the divine universe as well. And it kind of is like a zombie, because they're like the living dead. The people that came before us, they didn't cease to exist. Their energy, everything that they became, especially if they are an ascended master or Even if you want to go so far as to say gods or goddesses, they're still accessible. They're still with us. And there's certain individuals, yourself, even if you're come across this video right now, yourself could be one of those people that are like a medium or psychic, so to speak, and you're able to connect on a vibrational frequency with those that have passed, and they're trying to get the messages out. If you're withholding information, or you're withholding unconditional love, or you're withholding even monetary stuff, wealth, or anything like that, that in itself says something. It's almost like a feeling like, I want to go so far as to say that maybe you gave so much of yourself to a certain point that you just stopped because you were getting nothing in return. But the fact that you expected something in return was the disappointment. It wasn't other people taking from you and not setting healthy boundaries. It wasn't because people came along and tried to steal everything from you. It's because you didn't respect yourself enough to pull away. You didn't respect yourself enough to speak the truth or stand in your own. And when you get to a certain point where you just want to hoard it all and you don't want to share abundantly with others, especially those that are deserving, that's a choice. And I'm not saying necessarily this is you, Cancerian, but if this is a message for you. If you're withholding love because nobody treated you with respect, and you felt that you were abandoned in some sort of way, and you chose not to do that for other people, keep in mind, whatever we're sending out is like a ripple. So if you have earned the title of crone, if you have got to the point where you are abundant with information, knowledge, wisdom, then that is something you're supposed to share. It is given to you to share, to help others on their path as well. Because maybe other people are not so privileged. Maybe they're not so privileged to have that sort of information, or maybe they haven't quite got there just yet and learned that lesson, and you're being asked to share what you have with others. If you don't think they are deserving, that is fine, but that's a reflection as well. So we got 2 coins. You could feel like you're in the middle, kind of balancing between emotion and the spiritual aspect of things, or the 3D and the 5D, whatever you want to call it. It's a struggle between the two. The visions that you're getting are slightly confusing because it's almost like they're telling you to do one thing, but maybe some of the things that have hurt you in the past are telling you to do another. So I guess logic and unconditional love. It's like a balance between the two. What are you going to do? If you have this much power, I want to say palace. If you have this much power within yourself, and you're your own magician, and you can create whatever it is that you want out of thin air. Basically, whatever you have, you can turn into, let's say you only have a few scraps of food, and you turn it into like a smorgasbord, or you only have a few bit of coin, but you turn it and flip it somehow, and you manage to double, triple, quadruple the amount of money. Or if you have so much love to give, and maybe people in the past have trampled on that, or mocked or ridiculed you for that, and stepped all over you, and you kind of withheld. You're just meant to separate yourself from those people. You're not meant to withhold. That's not your true being. That's not who you truly are. You are just full of love. You're full of life. You're full of anything prosperous. You don't have to juggle back and forth with your logic to know the difference. Sometimes it is best to use your heart. It is best to listen to your heart and your intuition and what it's trying to tell you. Can we get a little bit of clarity on the Queen of Coins in reverse? So skepticism, a little bit of caution, been through your battles. Okay, we've got the 9 of Clubs here, giving that side eye. You've worked really hard. You got the 8 of Coins. You didn't expect anybody to come take you away from this. Maybe there were opportunities in the past, but they kind of left you a little blindsided. And maybe it was like pulled out from underneath you, and you just learned how to work hard for yourself. Or maybe you worked hard with a team, and there's only so many people that you trust. There was a video I made, like, oh my god, I don't know if it was like a year or so ago. There is like the real red flags, and then there's the false red flags. So false red flags are those which we perceive to be real red flags, but really it's just our own subconscious and the traumas that we experienced that we didn't heal from. So we project that unhealed onto another person, and it's like a lack of trust. Not so much a lack of trust within yourself. I would say you trust yourself fully, but it's like a lack of trust of other people. You have to be willing to be your courageous self. If somebody does you wrong, believe me when I say this, they will get theirs. You just pull your energy away. They showed you something about themselves, and you're like, okay, now I know. Now I'm wiser. So now I'm going to pull my energy away, and I'm not going to do nice for you anymore, or I'm not going to help you anymore. Okay? And there is no hard feelings there. It's not a judgment on the other person, because you understand everybody's learning at their own pace and that everybody's on a different level. But it's like you give willingly of yourself, your knowledge, your wisdom. You share your energy kindly, you're compassionate, you're loving, understanding, and you try to help those around you. When they do you wrong, you have full right to pull away from them. Doesn't mean you stop being who you are. It doesn't mean you stop giving. It doesn't mean you withhold what it was given to you to share. It just means you're more discerning now. So it's almost like every new person you meet, if you have that skepticism there, if you have that kind of side eye and you're like, I'm not sure, I don't know about this one, be open-minded about it, that could very well be a false red flag. You could just be putting up those guards around you and having that wall around you because you've been hurt. Forgive, don't forget, move forward. This person showed me one thing, you will have victory regardless of what it is. If you approach it this way, you will have victory. Every new person you meet, be your bubbly self, be your ambitious self, be your loving self, be your kind self, your generous self, be your authentic self. And if they do you wrong, if they give you full proof, then you have the full right to walk away. And you could voice that, be like, listen, I didn't judge you. I was open-minded when it came to you. I didn't want to project onto you any of my past wounds because I've healed from them, but you've done me wrong. I'm going to go my own way now. There's no hard feelings, but you have lost my trust, and unless you work really fucking hard to gain it back, I'm going to walk the other way now. You're not showing me that I could trust you, and now you have given me what I needed, so now I can go on my way, and I can share it with other people that are appreciative. I could share it with other people that are going to use that, which I have to share, and that's okay too. We got the Three of Cups, a lot of other people talking, a lot of other people gossiping, a lot of people that have something to say. Even myself coming on here with the YouTube videos, sometimes I do get a bit of a sense of, it feels like I'm in my ego when I watch over my videos. It's like, wow, this bitch really loves to hear herself talk. But you know what? I do, because I'm reminding myself of so much I've already learned and that I've been through. And I do enjoy talking, and that's something that I've been given to do. And I'm okay with that, and I take that position on with full understanding that I am responsible for my words, and I don't wish harm on others, and I don't mean to say or do ill will to others. And when I speak, I want to do it from a place of understanding, because I've been through more than enough to know that it's not fair to inflict that onto others. If they harm me, if they hurt me, that is on them, and I will voice my opinion if I need to, but I do understand why. I do fully understand why. So you could be listening to other people around you, or maybe other people are gossiping, or maybe there's some advice that other people want to give you for when it comes to what you share and what you don't share. Okay? The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is somebody that's not so loving. You know, not necessarily meaning they're a bad person. And Cancerian, if you've been through this, time and time again, and you're getting tired. I feel that. I really do. I completely understand. And I know it's hard because there's so many people out there that are not awake or aware yet and in a karmic state that just want to take. But you have to understand that you are who the fuck you are. You exist in a high vibrational frequency. If you've come across this video right now, this is for you. You are who you are. Nobody could take that away from you. Nobody could change the fact that you're a vessel of love. You're a loving being. You're full of abundance. They can't take or steal that from you. If you allow them to stay in your energy and they've done you wrong, then that is on you. If you remove yourself and you go on your own little journey and you're not dependent on others to come save you, and you understand, or you only work with those in your small circle, then that is also your choice. It's not necessarily a right or wrong, it's just a choice, what you want to do. But when you withhold what was given to you and you become closed off, especially in your heart chakra, okay, it's going to cause some complications and maybe a little bit of setback, a little bit of delay. You are a warrior. Let's see what we can get here. Oh, one of the first pages I opened up for this one was vestments, like gowns that Pope or anybody in high religious factors would wear. Eye. Okay, so that could be like Eye of Horus. That could be like Evil Eye. Maybe people see you're so abundant and so they've been giving you a hard time, making it a lot harder for you to do your fucking job. As of most insects, made up of many separate light-sensitive elements. Compound eye. So you could be needing to work with some of the elements right now. Maybe you need to cleanse, have a salt bath. Eye-bearing stalk as of a snail or a crab. This gives me the whole golden ratio as well. And patterns, the patterns that we see in our everyday lives, okay? You could be needing to work on your third eye as well. There could be a bit of like a blind spot because you've put up the borders, we'll say. Because you put up borders, there could be a bit of a blind spot that you're not seeing that's hindering you. You just need to be able to let those borders come down and people to go and come freely in and out of your life. You're allowed to set your boundaries, and if a person comes in and does something, then they give you the full right, if they've done you wrong, to put your boundaries with them. But you can't stop other people from coming and going into your life or associating with you or wanting to communicate with you, because some of those people may very well be destined to come into your energy and into your life. Maybe you have some words of advice that could save their life. Maybe you have healing abilities that could help them, or maybe they have some advice for you to learn too, because we're always learning as well. And if we stop other people from coming in and out of our lives, then we're stopping the flow of learning, the flow of growth. And I know it's easier said than done. I get it. Let's see what we got here. Lately, I've just wanted to coop up with all this cold weather and everything. I haven't really gotten a cold in 2 years, but I'm kind of stuffed up. I don't know if that's the vents or if I'm just going through whatever virus is going around, but I tried to make my own syrup, full of a multitude of different things, including honey, and that helped a little bit. Just boil it on the stove and reduce it and strain it. Some lemon balm, some ginger, garlic, clove, cinnamon, lilac, turmeric, what I say, honey. What else was in there? A few other things too. Yeah, and then I just boiled it all on the stove and I made my own syrup. Anyways, you might be wanting to do that. You could be a healer as well, Cancerian. You're very in touch and in tune with your emotions, so you understand compassionately how others suffer. They could try to pull on your heartstrings, and it's up to you whether or not you want to fall into that category. Okay, I'm trying to get one of these cards here. Okay, what do we get? Your inner child and the peace that you keep is very important. Protect yourself and do not harm others. Trust your intuition. Okay? You have to be able to trust yourself. I think you do. It's your nature as well. I think your inner guidance and your connection to source and how in tune you are with yourself, I think there's no problem with your intuition and trusting yourself. It's whether or not you trust others. So protecting your energy is very important, and there is a fine line there. If you put up a whole fucking wall, nobody can get in or out. If you put up a boundary against one individual and you say enough's enough, you done me wrong, I want you over there, stay out of my energy, do what you need to do, okay? I'm not judging you for that. I fully understand that. It's past life oracle card. What do we got here? Ships, okay? You man your own ship, or woman your own ship. You could be a mothership. You could be somebody that a lot of people come to, okay? Whether it be for words of wisdom or just healing or anything like that, or if people want to just dump on you and move forward. Stay strong, all right? What you need is going to be provided for you. If you are withholding, the whole idea of Oshun's generosity may get the repercussion of something being held back. So you just gotta be able to be in that kind of childlike state and be like, you know what? I love everybody equally. If they hurt me, then they show me. And now I know. Okay? Whatever it is that you... I'm thinking about what you stole away. So whatever you brought with you on the ship that you're going to your destination, okay? Your ancestors went through this too. Whatever you brought with you is very crucial and important. You've gotten rid of anything at different ports and different stops, at different learning lessons, different levels, your death and rebirths. You've gotten rid of the things that you don't need anymore. So you're only carrying with you what you do need. And who you take aboard your ship is very important to discern the difference, okay? Who you're going to share with, your rations. And it's very noble. It's not like I'm hating on you for withholding or anything. It's just like that could be if you're experiencing any kind of holdbacks. Even your own emotions, if you're not expressing yourself, if you're around certain people that make you feel guilty, there could be a little bit of inner suffering going on there. Your inner child wants you to be at peace and to keep your peace, but you need to speak the truth in order to do so. Food and hunger, like I said about rations. Okay, you could be going through like a little bit of a dry spout right now. Maybe you're going through fasting, or you're going through an understanding that who you share your abundance with, and it's not just money, is very important. Because they may very well eat up all your food, or they may very well take up everything you have, including your energy, and leave you with nothing left. But what you set down for your boundaries is important. Your ancestors know this very well. They know how important it is to work as a community, but they're also letting you know that if you let certain people aboard your ship, they may kind of try to commandeer that ship. Then we got Greco-Roman. You could have Greco-Roman ties. I recommend you getting some form of, if you're not comfortable sending out your DNA, I get it, but doing some sort of research on your family bloodline and looking into family, going all the way back. I'm talking like past 5th generation. You may have to do some research. And you also have Native American ties as well. All right, these are past life oracle cards. So your ancestors are asking you to do whatever research you need to do to go within and find out more, or do whatever physical research you can here in the 3D. That could be what you need to balance out, learning more. I know I've been urged to learn a bit more here. Can we get some Island Time Wellness cards for those that are single, Cancerians, or those in a relationship? Ascending. Transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. So you're headed into a whole new phase, or you've already reached this. It's almost like a climax. So if you've headed into a crone state, somebody that's a healer, somebody that's well knowledged, somebody that has experienced quite a bit, the dark and the light side, somebody that has mastered themselves, their emotions, somebody that doesn't wish to do harm on others. If you've stepped into the crone state, you still have the ability to be the mother and maiden. Okay, it's within you. You're ascending. You need to respect all different parts of you, not just one. Girl with a snake. Empath and narcissist paradigm. So being charmed or used, enabled, and boundaries. As I was speaking before, you got to be able to set your boundaries. There's many people out there that are very fucking charming, and they may want to use you, or you yourself could use your charm on other people. We all have the tendency to have empathic values, and some of us carry from unhealed wounds narcissistic tendencies as well. So they're traits. Narcissistic trait would be like, well, this one hurt me, so why the fuck should I let anybody else in my energy? It's not really helpful. I understand it, but it's not helpful. Okay, what else we got? Talking. You may need to talk to your inner child, talk within self. You may also be needing to speak to other people, or these are the other people you're talking to. If it's not gossip. Interesting, conversing more, a weighted message arrives, text, call, email, and hovering. If you're waiting for certain messages to come in towards you, this is one of the messages that you're getting. This is your confirmation. Okay? You need to hear this right now, that if you are withholding unconditional love from certain people, even if they didn't deserve it, or, you know, you're just, I see danger, shame, and test. So quite possibly you could feel like if you are lowering any of your borders down or anything that's closed other people off, that you're going to just be bombarded. You are protected. You have your own energy surrounding you. You're high vibrational. It's going to protect you from a lot, even if other people try to come in and sabotage you. If you see it ahead of time, great. If your inner visions are giving you signs and synchronicities and they're true red flags, good. Listen to them. Take the necessary steps. Slowly move your energy away, or just like kind of distance yourself for a little bit and observe. Okay, if they're false red flags and you're just doing it on the count that everybody or many people have screwed you over, so you're assuming everybody's going to do that, that's a falsity. It's lying to yourself. Then we got butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. If you're in a relationship right now, you and your partner could be excelling at healing the inner child. Maybe you decided to both go on this journey together and you're both evolving and surpassing the old negative aspects of things. So you're going to the next phase in your relationship. You're coming up out of it. I almost wanted to like do that with the butterfly. So maybe there could have been like between the two of you in your relationship, you love each other and care about each other so much. You started both realizing you're both wearing masks at certain points, and it wasn't necessary. You never needed to do that to begin with, but it could have just been something you both knew. Maybe you and your partner have been together for so long, like I'm talking high school sweethearts, and you realize the masks that were put on weren't even helping either of you. Not sharing your true emotions or feelings or healing that inner child was kind of hurting you both. So you could be growing together. What else can we get? Catheter. Ooh. A tubular instrument to be introduced into the bladder. So somebody could be going through a hospital moment. Maybe you have issues dealing with this, or you've had to deal with that. But catheters can be painful. The whole idea of a catheter is to drain the fluid when it's not able to be drained naturally. So if you're withholding emotion and it's not being drained naturally, or you're withholding back, there may need to be some sort of instrument or something introduced. Maybe it's an awakening, or going and doing the shadow work between the two of you in order to drain that extra fluid. Somebody could be experiencing this in the hospital. If it is, then I'm very sorry. It's not fun. And it's a purge of negative, unhealed wounds, basically. In this sense, that's what I'm getting. I've got the algae coming in, so it's self-defense, ward off evil. You could have been defensive in the past. Excuse me, my throat's dry. And nausea. So a form of sickness. You know what I noticed? A lot of unresolved energy does turn into physical ailments. It comes up. I'm not exempt from this, guys, okay? When I do these videos, I'm letting you know right fucking now, I'm not exempt from this. If I withhold certain things, okay, I may be giving you this whole fucking spiel about this, but it doesn't mean that I don't have to experience it too. There's times where I get a bit stubborn, or I'm stuck in my ego, or I get a bit in my head, or there's that underlining tone of what if, and it's almost like a step backwards. It's like taking 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps forward and 1 step back. So I get it. I fully get it. I'm going to give you 4 runes, and this time around, instead of me reading them off to you, you're just going to Google it and look it up for yourself, okay? So we got Taiwas. Oh, no, we got algaes. That's the one I was just talking about right there. I don't know if you can see it. And you're going to look it up. And then we've got Ingwas, which is this one here. And you're just going to look these up, okay, for yourself. And then we got Fehu. Hopefully you've seen that. Do your studying, learning, and what else we got here? Sabilo. This one here. Okay, you can pause the video and look them up. And good luck.